Here at Political, we are following the race closely, and we have just seen the numbers come out from Georgia, where an election official gave an update on the remaining votes 10 minutes ago. The situation as it stands is that if Joe Biden wins Georgia, he will be on 269 electoral college votes, one away from winning the election, and Donald Trump will need to win every remaining state on the board. Obviously, that's looking unlikely, still possible knowing Trump. But with the new numbers we have, and do bear in mind that our projections have been far more accurate than so-called polling experts throughout the campaign, though that's not hard, we can officially project that Donald Trump will take Georgia if the numbers remain as they are. The margin of victory is small, it's incredibly tight, but it is a victory. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down the numbers and proving to you that Donald Trump has a great chance of taking Georgia. He probably will take Georgia. You're watching Political. Please do stick around with us, and we will be delivering updates as quickly as possible as they come out. Click subscribe and the notification button. Leave us a like and leave a comment. Tell us what you think of our analysis and the election as a whole, even. Yayan, chief analysis. You've been crunching the numbers. You've been crunching the numbers all election. Tell us what you found.
Well, just based upon so we had the election, the official, the voter official that came out and said, he basically told us these are the outstanding votes in each county. And in total is about 60,000 votes that they still have left to count in Georgia. These are all, I believe, mail-in type votes or early votes that have dropped off, and they're all votes that came in right at the end, maybe some on election day. So it's really hard to tell what's in them, whether they're going to be favoured towards Trump, favoured towards Biden. But just all I've done so far is I looked at the number of votes in each county, and I looked at how they're doing in each of those counties already, and projected from that to kind of extrapolating the data in a sense to determine how many votes they should get if they're getting a similar. If these votes that are coming in are sort of similar in representation as the existing votes that have already come in. And based upon that, from each county of the 60,000 votes, Trump should get about 25,000 of them, and Biden should get about 33,000, meaning that Biden makes up about 8,000 votes, but Trump is already ahead by currently 18,000 votes. Yeah, so that would still mean that Trump wins by about 10,000 at that point, if they're representative of the votes that have already come in as a whole. And they could well be, because in Georgia, only about 10%, I think, maybe a bit more, of the actual votes were votes casted in person on election day, whereas the vast majority were counted early. So it shouldn't be that they're heavily swayed towards Biden, because almost everyone voted early. The real question is going to be, did people who voted early but right towards on the last day, were they Biden supporters who said, oh, I'm just going to do it, or were they Trump supporters who were planning on voting election day but decided to vote on election day, dropping off their ballot? It's impossible to know until the votes come in anyway.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Are you going to say something else?
No, well, I was just going to say, on the actual announcement of that, Biden, and again, these are just betting odds, so maybe other people crunching the numbers like we just have done, I don't know. But Biden's odds dropped ever so slightly by about 5 on Predict It anyway on that announcement, which maybe means that, they are looking a bit more favoured towards Trump than we thought. I imagine most people are still expecting them to be a little bit Biden influenced, Biden swayed towards Biden. But I don't know if that will be right or not.
No, sure. And that could definitely be the case, given that we've seen a huge data bias towards Biden in almost every single aspect of this campaign. One thing I want to ask you about, Yayan, is Biden's mail-in vote advantage. Because obviously some of the votes in Georgia are going to be coming from the mail-in ballots, as we said. Will the bias towards Biden in those mail-in votes have a significant impact on this?
Well, this is it. They could do. So as I said, if the votes come in and they are representative of the current votes that have already come in, then Trump's going to win, very slim margin, but he should win by 10,000 votes. If they're swayed 10% towards Biden, and we'll call that the mail-in advantage, if you will, if they're swayed 10% towards Biden, so that is, of this 60,000 number, you take that projection, if Biden, instead of getting 33,000, he gets 39,000, and Trump, instead of getting 25, gets 19, I suppose it's a 20% sway in the sense that it's 10% either way. But if 10% more of them are towards Biden than then that would be enough for Biden to win, and he would win by about 2,000. So the actual number would be he'd only need maybe like 8%, about 8.5%. If there's an 8.5% sway towards Biden, he'd win by 200 votes. So it's incredibly tight margins. Whether or not he will have that 10% advantage, I don't know. My gut instinct tells me that late ballots coming in, especially when you consider where they're coming from. A lot of them still coming from rural areas where Trump is winning significantly. I would imagine that those are going to be Trump voters. They're more likely to be Trump voters than Biden voters, in the sense that Biden voters will probably have got their mail-in ballots in very, very early, whereas these would have been Trump voters who wanted to bring their mail-in ballot, drop it off in person on election day, because in their mind they thought, okay, well, there's less chance, it's in the system for a shorter period of time then, so there's less chance that there could be some, fraudulent activity, shall we say, going on. So I'd feel, my gut instinct would say that Trump will carry Georgia now at this point from that information.
Absolutely, and you've done really well just to kind of break things down. So what we can take from this, you the viewer at home, is that Donald Trump is currently set to take Georgia. Biden needs to overperform on the national average in Georgia, which we've not seen. I mean, to my knowledge, we've not seen any indication that this is the case. We've not seen anything like this so far. At the moment, we are projecting that Donald Trump will take Georgia. And what impact this has on the election? Well, I mean, we discussed it before. If Joe Biden wins this state, he will be on 269 electoral votes. He still has an advantage in Nevada. He still has an advantage in Arizona. And we don't know what's going to happen in Pennsylvania. So really critical for Donald Trump to win this. But it looks like he's just about to do it through the tiniest, slimmest margins. Go ahead.
So I just gonna say, I just wanted to clarify. We've got the Fox News map here, who projected Arizona early for Biden, but they are the only ones to do so, and that race is tightening up now as well. We're expecting an update from Arizona soon, and we should have an idea of what's going on there. But yeah, like you say, like if North Carolina looks like it's going to be incredibly difficult for Biden to make up that margin there. So I would probably say Trump wins North Carolina, Georgia at this point, which basically means he needs Pennsylvania and then one of Arizona and Nevada, which they look to be incredibly tight as well. So I don't know. I really have no idea what's going to happen at this point. It really could go either way. I just sort of eagerly waiting the updates now in Arizona and Nevada. That would be the next hurdle that Trump has to overcome, in a sense. And then obviously up in the Rust Belt, it seems there's going to be all sorts of recounts and crazy activity going on there, which again could go either way. So anyone's guess is as good as mine. But just based upon the number crunching, Trump should be doing okay in Georgia. Should be, but we don't know yet.
Yeah, but you've been accurate so far in this election. You've we've actually done better than Nate Silver here on Political, although again that's not hard. We've done better than most of the mainstream polling outlets, and that's because we look at the data itself and we crunch the data itself, and we don't bother with these kind of biased algorithms and things that have proven to be justifiably false. So unless you have anything to add, Jayan, I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, guys, we are kind of sat here, we're just waiting, as soon as they give us the numbers, we're going to crunch them. As soon as they give us the data, we're going to be feeding that out. We're going to be putting out videos, perhaps erratically over the next couple of days, as you might imagine. But as soon as we know what will happen in these key battleground states, we're going to be telling you, and we're not going to be biased either. If Biden's going to win it, we're just going to tell you, like, you deserve to know the truth. But thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Drop us a like and leave a comment. Tell us what you thought. Even if it's hate, we like responding to hate. And thank you so much. And until next time.